Hey, babe, what you got there?
This is a check from Carvana. I just sold my car to them. I went online and Carvana gave me an offer right away. Then they just picked up the car and gave me this.
Oh, that's a big check. Well, obviously you could put this towards your next car, or we could finally get that jacuzzi, or I could start taking tuba lessons, or I could quit my job and write my memoir.
Or I can put it towards my next car with Carvana.
Sorry, your check, not mine.
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer in seconds.
On today's Smart 7, the NHS turns 75, nuclear tension escalates in Ukraine and lots more. It's Thursday the 6th of July, it's National Fried Chicken Day and happy birthday Jennifer Saunders.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The NHS turned 75 on Wednesday, and like your nan left in the tender care of Matt Hancock, it's not in great shape. There was an official commemorative ceremony in Westminster Abbey and tributes from across the spectrum of British society, including a polite round of applause on Wimbledon Centre Court. Health Secretary Steve Barclay didn't exactly turn up with flowers and chocolates, but he was urging patience as the service recovers from the trauma of COVID and the ongoing staffing issues.
In terms of the performance now, that has been shaped significantly by the pandemic. But we're investing in our workforce, in our NHS estate, in the latest technology. That is how we build a sustainable NHS for the future.
Labour's Shadow Health Secretary was sounding the alarm about the NHS's future, pointing out that Rishi has failed to have any impact on the record waiting times or the ongoing strikes.
At the moment, the NHS is in jeopardy. I'm anxious about the future of the NHS, as I think the rest of the country is. And unless it changes, it will die.
PM Rishi Sunak was full of praise for the workers of the NHS, but also critical, even at a birthday party, of those striking for better pay and conditions.
Clearly, industrial action by other clinical staff does make it more challenging to bring down waiting lists. We've already had 500,000 people's care be impacted by industrial action, and I don't think that's right.
With Rishi and Keir off celebrating both the NHS and King Charles receiving the honour of Scotland, it was Deputy Prime Minister's question time in the House of Commons. Oliver Dowden faced off against Angela Rayner with the topic of housing up for debate. With mortgage rates now tipping over 6% and huge pressure in the rental market, Angela wanted to know when the government was finally going to take action to fix the broken property market.
According to his own government's data, over 2 million buy-to-let properties are missing out on support. Yeah. No-fault evictions are up by 116% this year.
The former Minister for Pantos, now turned Deputy PM, was backing Rishi and promised that Michael Gove's new rental bill will make a significant difference.
We have a choice in this country, and the choice that we have made is to invest in our economy, creating jobs with record low unemployment and increasing people's wages by providing the national living wage. That's how this government is supporting people.
A Russian missile strike on the Ukrainian city of Lviv killed at least 3 people overnight, and with the NATO summit due to take place next week in Lithuania, tensions continue to mount as Russia and Ukraine make claim and counterclaim about Europe's largest nuclear power plant at Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian President Zelensky has been warning European leaders that Russia have mined up to 4 of the reactors at the now powered-down plant. He spoke to President Macron of France on Tuesday and issued a new video on Wednesday calling for action from allies.
The whole world must now realise that common security depends entirely on global attention to the actions of the occupiers at the plant. Radiation is a threat to everyone in the world, and the nuclear power plant must be fully protected from radiation incidents.
Russia's claiming it's the Ukrainians who are attempting to blow up the plant. There are International Atomic Energy Agency staff on site, and they've requested more access to be sure there's no risk of sabotage. Rafael Grossi, the Director General of the IAEA, spoke about Zaporizhzhia while touring the Fukushima disaster in Japan.
In our latest inspections, we haven't seen any mining activity, but we remain extremely alert.
It was a case of Charlie and the Honours of Scotland on Wednesday. No, it's not another Roald Dahl reboot. Instead, it was King Charles's official visit and formal recognition of his coronation in Scotland. He received the crown and sceptre in an official ceremony at St Giles Cathedral. There's also a new sword inspired by the late Queen Elizabeth. There was some scattered booing outside before the ceremony, as inside the cathedral, the Duke of Hamilton presented the crown of Scotland.
By the symbol of this crown, we pledge our loyalty, in trusting that you reign as our King in the service of all your people.
In receiving this crown, I so promise by God's help.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Just Stop Oil, Stop Wimbledon, and Tom Hardy wants a word right after this.
Strike!
Tell me something I don't know, Ump.
Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone.
Really?
Steer-right!
How am I supposed to focus when you're telling me about Carvana?
Well, Slugger, you gotta keep your eye on the ball. Just like you can keep an eye on your customized down and monthly car payments.
I can customize those?
He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Welcome back.
Day 3 of Wimbledon saw Novak Djokovic and Britain's number 1 female player Katie Boulter sail through to the third round while Heather Watson bowed out. And if you're playing Wimbledon Celebrity Bingo, Wednesday's famous names were David Beckham and Seal, spotted in centre court. Proceedings were also interrupted not once but twice by Just Stop Oil protesters who burst onto court 18. They were at least considerate enough not to use paint, but the BBC commentator took a dim view of proceedings.
Once more, orange clouds hang over a British sporting event this summer. This time it's ticker tape rather than paint dust, but it is an intrusion and it will need sorting out.
As the UK celebrated 75 years of the National Health Service, what better way to mark the occasion than have Tom Hardy read your kids a story? This one might be for the mums and possibly dads rather than the kids, but the Peaky Blinders and Batman star picked up his storybook once again on Wednesday night. He read from the classic Zog and the Flag Doctors while sitting in his garden with his French bulldog Blue. So if you're in the mood for a bit of Blue, and aren't we all, go find it on the BBC iPlayer.
Hello, I'm Tom, sitting here with the birds singing and the sun shining. I feel really good, especially because I'm about to read you a bedtime story. But I don't feel good every day. In fact, we all get poorly from time to time. When we do, sometimes we need a bit of extra help to get better. Brilliant people, like nurses and doctors, can help us feel better.
It's only July, but the pupils of Morehouse School are already thinking about returning for Series 4 of Sex Education. This will be the final season of the Netflix hit and stars Gillian Anderson, Asa Butterfield and future Doctor Who and Ncuti Gatwa, who are all returning. There's also a guest appearance by Schitt's Creek star Dan Levy. It drops on September the 21st, so get ready to assemble for one last time.
Hi everyone, I'm Otis Milburn. I'm new here, I'm with the whole Mordell secondary team. Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I spend a lot of my free time thinking about sex.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.